Hello there my fellow holotable heroes and welcome to another Datacron video. So we have set 16 coming into the game this week, so I just want to go through some of the bonuses that I think could be useful, and then as always show you my Datacron farming list so we can go through that quickly as well. Now CG is trying something new for this set, so the faction mechanics aren't really factions, but they're more like the classes of units. So we have bonuses for support, tank, healers and attackers. Now overall all the level bonuses 3, 6 and 9 for the most part. I don't know, at least on paper they look a bit underwhelming. However, the stat boosts that we get are absolutely huge. So I think really the main focus for this set 16 will be rolling stats rather than bonuses. One of the reasons as well is because before, remember, you rolled level 3 light side, let's say, and then the factions you were choosing between, I don't know, 5 bonuses per faction, so you had like 1 out of I guess 10 chance to get the bonus you want. Whereas now support, tank, healer and attacker, all of these classes that we have now here, they apply to both dark and light side, so you basically got 1 in 20 chance to get the bonus that you really want. So do you really want to spend rolling and rolling and rolling and just not getting what you want? I don't know, it's just gonna be, I think, a very interesting set here that we have. It's either going to be the best set we had because it also allows you, to combine different things than before when you're not just locked into factions. So for those teams that are kind of mixed factions that are not like, just one, then you can maybe target those, or it could be the worst set we ever had, because on the downside, well, you just get a bonus for tank, but then you have only 1 tank in your squad. The rest of your squad is not getting any bonuses on level 6. So personally, I think CG is probably just trying out something new, see how, I guess how this will all work. But definitely personally, I'll just be more focusing on stat boosts because they are huge and very, very good, all of them. In terms of level 9s, again, most of the units are not really great units, and even the bonuses they get are not really all that amazing. Maybe a couple of them, as we'll be going through, will be okay, but for the most part, I don't know. I think slightly underwhelming bonuses, at least to begin with on paper. We'll see how it goes. And let's quickly go through level 3s. Now, dark side mechanics, not really all that great, to be honest. So let's start with the first one. Whenever dark side allies inflict damage over time, they gain protection up. Now this is obviously good for dark side units that are applying lots of damage over times. Both Vaders, they do that, and Wampa, so they could benefit. However, if you are putting Lord Vader on defense, I would suggest not to put this level 3, because remember the last time we had it, like Lord Vader stacks up about, I don't know, 80, 90 or even 100 stacks of protection up, and then if your opponent using bounty hunters, Boba with his execute, he can just one-shot Lord Vader because of so many buffs on him. So probably not the ideal thing for Lord Vader, at least for defensive purposes. The other one maybe would be better suited for, I don't know, maybe for Lord Vader, we'll see. The first time a dark side tank ally is defeated, revive them 100% health and reset their cooldowns, and they gain a bonus turn. However, limit once per battle. So it's not like, oh, I have a squad full of 5 tanks and they all get a revive each. From the way I see it, they just one revive. And I think we had this one before, and like for example, if you use Annihilate or Disintegrate or ability that prevents revives, and you insta-kill the target, the tank, and they don't get revived, but this level 3 bonus would have been used up as well. So I don't think it's as useful as it sounds on paper, so nothing too crazy here. And so I guess the kind of the default generic, I guess, level 3 that if you don't know what to do, maybe can be this one. Whenever dark side allies use a special ability, they gain 15% turn meter, extra turn meter, I guess, is always nice. The other one I wouldn't bother with at all. Light side is even worse, like all the bonuses are pretty terrible. I think the only good one is whenever light side ally uses a basic ability, they gain critical chance up, critical damage up, and offense up. So if you that's the only light side level 3 bonus that you would want. The others are a bit meh, I think, at best. So far, as you can see, bonuses not that great. It doesn't get much better with level 6, to be honest. Like all of these support ones, I think the only one worth anything really is the top one. So whenever a support ally starts their turn, dispel tenacity up from all enemies. So this could be useful if you know going Bad Batch versus Qui-Gon with Kelleran back and they get tenacity up, you can dispel it straight away. And then same thing like if using Night Sisters maybe versus Fiend Resistance with Rose, it's giving tenacity up to allies. So just kind of ways of getting rid of that tenacity up so you can land debuffs. So I think this definitely is a cool one. And then there's a lot of other things as well, but this is nice as well. So whenever a support unit grants a buff to another ally, they also inflict buff immunity for 1 turn on all enemies. So this is definitely going to be quite a powerful mechanic for support. I mean, all the other ones, I don't know. I guess the ability block one could come in handy as well, you know, it's not bad, but yeah, definitely support. Just this one is really good, the other ones are not that great. Now tanks actually have a little bit better ones. Again, you can go through the different situations, but I think which one will be good, obviously kind of the default one for tanks. At the start of each turn, if non-galactic legend tank, they have 50 or more % turn meter, damage they receive is reduced by 75%. So, you know, making your tanks more durable, especially at the start of the battle where they do have high turn meter. Another one that could also be good is the grit. We remember we had grit a couple of times already, but that time it applied to the entire faction, which was great. Here it will just apply to tank allies. But again, this could be good. Remember, like if somebody's trying cheese Jabba with the Night Sisters, if you do put grit on Kersantan, Plague won't do any damage to him, so you're more likely to stop the Night Sister cheese with Jabba. So I think that could be a good one for certain teams as well, over the damage reduction. I guess tank allies start the battle with damage immunities for 2 turns as well, could be useful. However, this damage immunity can be dispelled, so maybe not as powerful as it sounds. So definitely tanks have a little bit better choice than support. In terms of healers, similar like support, not really a whole lot of useful things. Same thing with support, the one with the longest X is the one that probably many of us will want. So whenever a character is healed by an allied healer, they reduce their cooldowns by 1, so we got some cooldown reduction there, which is great. And then when a healer is critically hit, they recover health and speed. Okay, not that great. Whenever an ally is revived, on ally healer's turn, recover 100% health and protection to all allies. So you're not only reviving, you're quickly then pulling everybody's health and protection. Could be useful, I guess, for Night Sisters. And then the first time each healer ally is defeated, they're revived and recover 100% max health. So as you can see, lots of revives in this set for, you know, tanks, dark side units, for healers as well. So again, in terms of healing, this is probably the set you want. The other ones are not really that good. Attackers doesn't get much better, so same like with the other ones really. The one with the long description, that's the one that's actually useful. So whenever an attacker critically hits, they attack again, otherwise they gain 10% defense penetration, and also whenever they do attack out of turn, they'll deal bonus true damage which can't be evaded. So this is probably the only useful, I think, attacker bonus. So as you can see, in terms of level 3 and level 6, not a whole really game-breaking things here happening. Now let's look at character nows as well. Now Cup actually has quite a decent boost, but let's face it, how many of us have a Relic 5 Coruscant Underworld Police? So again, if you do go for it, the lengthy one is the one you want to go for, the bonus. So it's got some, I think it can ignore protection, which is nice, because obviously it can do some big damage. So I think this could be actually quite useful if you do have Cup. Trip, nothing too crazy here, I guess, but just a little bit of extra boost for your Afra squad. I wouldn't bother with the first one, that kind of deals more damage, because, you know, Trip doesn't do all that much damage. I would go for this one, where you can gain damage immunity, gain some turn meter, also land blind on the target. So, you know, I think this one could be a little bit nice boost to your Afra squad. Gamorrean Guard, I guess whenever a Gamorrean Guard loses taunt, remove 50% turn meter from all enemies. I don't know. Again, how many of us have a Relic 5 Gamorrean Guard? Now Gar Saxon actually could be nice, maybe this second one. Whenever another ally uses ability, Gar Saxon assists. And remember, if you're using Imperial Super Commando, he will assist whenever guard would attack out of turn. So some extra assist, attacks out of turn and things like that, if you're using them under Maul, could be nice. Nest actually has quite a decent boost, so maybe, I don't know, she'll be able to solo something again like we used to. Definitely the long one is probably the one to go, because Nest is immune to max health reduction, so Jedi Knight Revan won't be able to do anything against her. And then whenever Nest inflicts debuff, she gains critical damage up. Whenever Nest uses special ability, she attacks again, dealing more damage as true damage. And whenever she attacks of turn, she also exposes the target for 2 turns. And at the start of Nest turn, damage is increased by 10% for every enemy turn taken before this turn. I think this could be really useful, right? If you have a slow Nest, enemies are taking lots of turns, and whenever Nest does get a final turn, she can do some big damage, I think. IG, not that great bonus. What Tambor, I think this could be useful, I guess, if you're using Mina Trench or General Grievous squad, because whenever another ally is defeated, Watt takes a bonus turn and his cooldowns are reset. So if you're using him in a Separatist lineup, he'll take a bonus turn and he can revive them straight away. As you can see, lots of revival mechanics in this set. So I think Watt has actually quite a decent level 9. Unfortunately, most of us use Watt with Sleep Eternal, but you know, maybe it'll make Trench a bit better. Vander Chewbacca, I guess a nice boost for a dash squad or something, nothing too crazy. Wampa, on the other hand, getting a bit of a boost here. I mean, both bonuses are quite okay, I guess. But I think this one could be better because the damage is not really issue with the Wampa. So I think better getting some protection and health recovery instead rather than more damage. So, you know, you can survive longer. Visa's actually level 9 is pretty good. It's just in combination with the other bonuses, I don't know, it doesn't, I think, work that well. But anyway, the first time Visa Smart is defeated, all other defeated allies are revived and recover health and protection and gain 100% their meter and 100% offense. If you're using her in Starkiller squad, which most of us do, you basically want to defeat her first. But if you're going after her, then the other guys can get loose. So maybe in a Starkiller lineup, it would be quite useful. Ewok Elder, I mean, how many of us have a relic Ewok Elder? But if you do, it's okay. Now the Sabine one, I think this one could be potentially very good, because whenever an enemy takes a turn, Sabine Wren takes a bonus turn, and during this turn she deals 100% more damage. So this is the same I think we had for Dash at some point, and Sabine, you know, her AoE can do some nice damage as well, so she can take lots of turns, AoEs, boom, boom, boom. So I think Sabine, if you do have a Relic 5 or above, you have a Phoenix squad, I think this could be a really, really nice level 9 to have. Nihilus is one, I mean, this one on paper maybe sounds better. The first time Darth Nihilus falls below 30% health, they dispel debuffs, recover health and gain a bonus turn, but you know, how often do you see your Nihilus going from 100 health to 0, bypassing the 30% health threshold versus the powerful opponents? So maybe the other one could be better, because whenever Darth Nihilus reduces his cooldowns, he gains extra offense, which is whatever, right? But he gains extra turn meter, so more turns for him, so he can get quicker to his Annihilate. And then whenever does defeat an enemy, expose enemies, whenever Darth Nihilus inflicts damage over time, all allies gain a stack of... okay. If there's another safe support ally at the start of an encounter, Nihilus gets 100% max health. So this is going to be make Nihilus very durable, because obviously you will have always Treya with him. So nice boost there, I guess. A Jedi Consular has a really interesting level 9. So that's a lot of things. So when you do have Jedi Consular in your squad, all Jedi allies are immune to healing immunity. Whenever Consular uses basic ability, you will be reducing cooldowns, as well gaining some health. Whenever Jedi Consular heals an ally, dispel all debuffs on them and they gain Jedi Will for 2 turns. And this is the one that's a bit confusing. So all the bonuses that we have are for Jedi. However, this one excludes Jedi, so he can only revive non-Jedi allies. Galactic Republic, so, you know, then you're kind of missing the key thing if you're running here with Qui-Gon or Karenbeck or a Jedi squad. So maybe this is meant for Queen Amidala or Jedi Master Kenobi, where you have some non-Jedi team as well, or could be a nice one in a Star Killer squad, but then you miss out on the other Jedi bonuses, so it's a bit of a divisive one, this one. So we'll have to wait and see. But again, how many of us have Relic 5 Jedi Consular? Although he will be now key in the raid, so I guess more of us will have him at a Relic 5. Sortie, not that great. I mean, Young Han, if he's high relic, he's doing more damage per relic amplifier, but I don't know. Iden Versio. So maybe this one could be good. So the start of encounter, Iden gains taunt, which can't be dispelled until she's defeated. And whenever a non-droid Imperial Trooper is defeated, she gains taunt, which can't be dispelled until she's defeated. So pretty useful, kind of having taunt on Iden, right? Because she can't be defeated. She'll keep reviving, obviously, unless revives are preventable. But on the other hand, if you're using a team that does prevent revives, then you can just keep targeting Iden and kill her. So is it that good? Will it be enough, all these revives, to stop Wampa or at least time out Wampa? Potentially. Barris, she's got an okay as well. So whenever she uses special abilities, all Jedi allies gain stacking max protection. Whenever she gains their meter, all allies gain stacking health. And then whenever Barris is critically hit, Jedi allies gain critical damage stacking. So just, I guess, a little nice boost for a Jedi lineup. Stormtrooper Hans, he's got a pretty cool one. So if you do have a relic top, I don't. People usually use him with Sana, so it's a bit annoying one. So whenever Stormtrooper Han gains taunt, all allies gain protection up, and while Stormtrooper Han is taunting, he gains 100% counter chance and defense, and is immune to critical hits. So it's going to be very durable. Whenever Stormtrooper Han removes turn meter from an enemy, reset draw fire cooldown, which means you'll be able to keep taunting over and over again. And then all allies have plus 50% offense, while Stormtrooper Han's health is above 50%, and 70% defense when his health is below 50%. So he's kind of sharing his kind of, I guess, unique with the rest of the team. So pretty useful, I think, to have. And Bosk, Bosk is an interesting one, I guess, depending how you use your bounty hunters. But definitely the first one seems a bit better. So whenever Bosk uses a basic ability, he will gain protection up and also 50% turn meter. And then whenever Bosk damages an enemy using a special ability, inflict fear for one turn, which can't be evaded or resisted. So having a little bit of fear mechanic, I guess, will be nice. And finally, the Geo Soldier. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the first one could be a bit better because he gets some stacking damage. So this will a little bit help, I guess, with the damage output. So as you can see, overall, apart from maybe a couple of units, nothing too crazy in terms of level 9s. Level 3, level 6, again, somewhat underwhelming. But where the real fun is in this set is the stat boost. So we've got health, protection, defense, critical damage, special damage, and physical damage. So all of these stats are great, either survivability or adding extra damage. So I think this is really where at least my personal focus will be, getting stat rolls rather than the other bonuses. Namely defense, like if you get really lucky, you can easily get like 400% or more defense. Or you could go for, if you're doing a health, you could get 100% health, 100% protection as well. Same thing with all the damage stats. So it really depends, obviously, what team you'll be using. But stats this time boosts are very big and all extremely powerful. Okay, so just quickly go through the list. This video has been long enough already. I'm not going to go too much in detail. You can, view this list on your own time. Again, it's been very difficult actually this time to put together like a priority of farming, just because the bonuses, they don't all really work all that great together. They seem like very situational. So really I would focus on stats instead, reiterating my point. However, personally, I do think like having Sabine and Gar could be nice just to boost those teams with their bonuses that we've already gone over it, so I'm not going to go through everything. Having Nihilus for Traya would be nice, and then Amidala, like, she could benefit from a Consular level 9, as well from Barris, so depend again what you get. Visas, I guess, with Starkiller. However, the downsides of having Visas, because she's light side, you can't then gain bonuses on level 3 for dark side. So it's a bit of an interesting one there, what you want to go with. Qui-Gon, you could use Barris, I guess, on the Qui-Gon. Wampa's gonna be good, I think. Same thing we said with Bosk. Afra's got a nice little bit boost there with Trip, level 9. Nest, potentially, you know, could solo something, or you just plug and play her to be annoying. Watt can lift up Grievous, or Trench Squad as well with his cooldown resets and revivals. Aiden, will it be enough to stop Wampa solo? I think so, if you like roll lots of defense as well there on her stats, you know, they'll be very durable. And Wampa doesn't prevent revive, so I think this could be nice. Sana could be annoying a little bit to deal with, but usually Bad Batch just rolls over Sana, so again, while Stormtrooper Hunt level 9 is nice, will it really make a difference? I don't know. Now, for Dash, I guess you could go with Vander Chewie, level 9, Nest, or IG-11, but none of them are, I think, that great, apart maybe Nest. So Sith Eternal, it's an interesting one. So you could go, not sure, I have to fix there, but it's supposed to say tank revive. Remember, Sith Eternal Emperor prevents revives for Sith allies, but you can use somebody like Gamorrean Guard or whichever other dark side tank that's not Sith, and they will get a revive, right? And as well, if you do the damage reduction received, you could a little bit maybe do something with Sith Eternal and tanks reviving, I don't know. At least maybe some better banners. And then you've got, you know, just some generic squads without level 9s. Rey, I don't know what buffs will be best for Rey. For, I guess, Malgus squad could be a little bit nice to get one revive, either for your Malak or Malgus. Then for Bane, level 6, where attackers attack again, so, you know, more hits for Bane to get out there. Then for Kenobi, we might want to have a reduction for damage for tanks. For gas, seem like for Bane, same thing for Lord Vader, attacking again could be useful. As mentioned before, Lord Vader on offense, the protection up on level 3 could be good. For defense, maybe revive for tanks could be better, I don't know. Because, you know, normally people use Fennec to counter Lord Vader, they would insta-kill Maul and then finish off Royal Guard the old-fashioned way. But now if Royal Guard revives, they might want to actually insta-kill Royal Guard first, but then Maul and Throne are still running loose, so maybe it could complicate Fennec a bit. Grievous, again, having tank revive for Grievous, you know, an extra bonus turn when one of the guys revive could be nice. And then for Fiend Resistance, they're losing their Datacron, so maybe having Crit on level 6 just to stop Night Sister Cheese from working. Redis, you know, for countering all those annoying Imperial squads. I guess some damage reduction for your tanks. Jabba, same like Fiend, maybe level 6 Greed on for Kersantans, so, you know, he won't be taking damage from Plague. Leia attacking again, I guess, same thing for bows. There's lots of generic stuff here really that we can have. For Night Sisters, you can go multiple ways. Maybe Dispelling Tenacity up could be good for them if you're using them versus Fiend Resistance, but if they're using Grid, Night Sisters won't work any well, so it's gonna be a very interesting upcoming couple of seasons now with this new set, just because of the bonuses themselves are very specific. They're not very generic, like to cover the entire squad, just specific classes within the squad. So on paper, I don't think they'll be making that much of a difference for the most part, but, you know, 400% defense on Kenobi, on, you know, Jabba could lead to some timeouts there. Alright guys, that's all for today's video. Hopefully it was useful and helpful, just going through, you know, all the bonuses, which ones could be useful or not. But again, let's try, I think, and focus on stats in this upcoming set. Thank you for watching, I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.